of the chat app with MVVM and Firestore. So what we have done so far is that we are able to send the message, and how do we display that message right now. So also in this tutorial we are going to display the message, but at the same time we need to back button. So we have to work with the back button too. I can just initialize it just a little bit. Chat back button. And if this button is clicked, then it should take us back to navigation controller is not initialized in this one. So have controller, navigation, find view, navigate from where? From chat to user fragment. It should take me back. I'll just rerun the app. And yeah, so the messages are in the Firestore, and how do we display those messages? So we'll just come into message repository, and what we'll do is Firebase Firestore, and we will create a method, get all messages, string and ID, and what we'll do is user ID, Firebase auth file auth, auth get instance, user ID is equals to Firebase auth get user UID, and Firestore dot collection messages. Now here we are not querying a specific message. We are querying all messages, whatever the messages that are. So that is why add snapshot listener. The reason I'm not using on complete listener is because I want to see the message right away. Whenever the item has been added into the recyclers view list, I want to see it. So you have to use snapshot listener. And what I'll do here is for document snapshot ds value get documents, and you have to watch this part carefully because I have to write a logic here. Message model ds to objects message model, and we'll create an interface just like we have done it. And what I'll do is on message added, so we'll add the list, we'll pass the list here. Similar steps, creating a list, and we're passing. Let's initialize this interface, and also depend this class on. So now here's the thing, we have to write if message model get sender is equal user ID and message get model dot is equal to friend ID, or message model get receiver is equals to user ID, and message model get sender is equals to friend ID, because we only want to display the conversation between two users. And I was stuck on this problem for one month, and I finally figured it out. Someone helped me, and we need to write this. This is very important. I'll write a note to it. We only want to display conversation between two users. Every user will have different. So we are adding a condition because we are forcing it to see if sender and receiver is the same ID with the user ID and the receiver, that the user that we have clicked on, the friend ID. Remember, we had passed a friend ID and that friend is the receiver here. Then only add this message model to our list. So what I'll do here is interface for messages. Okay, done. We're done with our view repository, but real thing happens here in the view model. Because if you don't do these two classes carefully, then your messages will be all over the place. All chats will have the same message. Mutable live data list message mod, and we will create an empty constructor, and we will also initialize our repository. So if we see this repository itself is dependent on an interface, so we'll get that. And mutable live data set value is going to be message models, and we'll create a method get messages from Firestore, pass string friend ID. Must be wondering, where do I get this friend ID from? And from even here, this friend ID is coming from here, but we will add this friend ID in our fragment. So you will see, just be patient. Repository, get all messages, friend ID, and lastly, not lastly, reset all shade. So mutable live data post value null, because once we reload the recycler view, or once we go to the different fragment, like different chat with the different user, then we want the previous one not to be displayed, but to only display the messages between the specific user. Okay, so this is needed. And after this is done, public live data list message model return my messages, and here we will return this mutable live data. So this is done. Now what we'll do is we will go to our adapter. So I will real quick like make this adapter, and yeah, I'll just work on this adapter. So yeah, let's just work on this. And you can forward the video, because this is just the same old steps that I'm going to do. Okay, so we'll take a list. Message model list, and we'll create a method. So just like we had added the list in the user, we are creating this. And now here is an interesting thing. So once the user is sending the message, the user who has logged in, then for user layout, and if friend is replying, then we want to display it on the left. So we are giving it a constant for friend layout, and we'll just come back in here and work on another method. Item view type, remove this. So first of all, view. Okay, if view type is equals to message write, so display the right layout that we have created. Else display the left. So we'll just add something here too. If message model list is null, then return 0 to avoid the app crash. Size. Okay, text view, show message. Okay, so show message is going to here. Find view by ID, show message, and we can also display the time on which time the message was sent. Time was display time. So we'll be coming back to our on-bind view, and holder.show message set visibility is visible. Holder.time set visibility is visible. Holder.show message set text is equal to message model list get position get message. Holder.time set text is equal to message get position get time substring 0 to 5. I think yeah, because we don't want to display the milliseconds, so maybe I'm trying to shorten it, but we'll see if I have typed the wrong index. So yeah, now here what will happen is Firebase auth get instance. So now message model list get position. If message model get sender is equals to Firebase auth get current user get UID, then we want to display, if I am the sender, then I want to display message write. Else I want to display the layout message left. Perfect. So I think looks like our adapter has completed. I'll just go back to chat fragment and get our recycler view, get our view model, also get our adapter, and initialize these. So we'll be coming in here, recycler view, view file, view by ID, recycler view. So here we will be doing a little bit more work. Get context, set stack from and true, layout manager, recycler view set layout manager, and adapter is going to be simple adapter. So on activity created, let's get our view model, provider, get activity, message view model, dot. So that is where we are going to set that friend ID. Because we have set that friend ID here, it is going back in reverse. This friend ID is being sent to the view model and being used here, and this friend ID is being sent here, and now it is being used here. That's how we have gotten the friend ID. This is what I was telling you earlier. So okay, that's done. Now we'll take a method on stop because we want to reset the messages. View model reset all shit. Okay, because we want to display only the messages that are between two users. So view model, okay, return my messages, observe, get view, server list. Okay, so adapter set message models, recycler view set adapter, I'm adapter. Let's run our app and see if we have been successful in displaying our messages. I'll just open both of the apps so we get to see. So one has displayed. Let's wait for another one. So here's the thing. We have logged in successfully, and if Samuel chats with Ninja and Ninja chats with Samuel. So let's see. Okay, so on my this one, keyboard does not work. Okay. I'm hoping that my keyboard works here. Okay, yeah, that's great. So I'll just write a message. Hi, Sam. So you see the message has been shown really quickly here. Hi, Ninja. So this is showing here perfectly. And if I go back, then if this is all correct, then in JSON, I shouldn't see these messages because the chat has to be in the individual members of the whatever the users are chatting. If I write hi JSON, and hence we have successfully displayed our messages. So you see nothing is being disturbed. This is the message that I had sent earlier, but unless Jonas logs in from another device and replies me, I'll not see anything. But those who have logged in can chat freely. I'll just go back and send some more messages. This is great. I can see. Okay, yeah. It is also showing the time with it. So how amazing is that? See, the real time you are seeing the messages being updated, and that is because of add snapshot listener. Okay, so this is it for the hard things. And now what we will do in the next one is we will work on our profile fragment where we can like display and like all these images and the online and offline stuff. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you in the next tutorial.